Thank you so much to the witnesses for staying here. Let me just follow up briefly on Ranking Member Khanna's questions. Absolutely agree, national security guidelines, smart regulations domestically, we absolutely do need that. My concern is it's not just about us. Because again, they steal our technology, they morph it, they steal the weights, they steal, they distill, and here we have China with no guardrails, no guidelines, or any other country or adversary for that fact. I'm concerned that we are also currently abdicating our global role on a number of entities that play oversight role over AI. So whether it's the World Health Organization that does AI oversight for their jurisdiction, UNESCO, the UN, OECD, we have really moved away from there. And as we know, China has quickly moved in to provide leadership and resources in these particular entities. China is also proposing their WACO, their World AI Cooperative Organization, as well as some kind of global framework. Should we not just be looking at ourselves, but be concerned about the global instability and maybe perhaps trying to go back to providing both that leadership and that direction in terms of the smart regulation and guidelines that we should have as the world develops towards AGI and, quite frankly, ASI right behind it?
I completely agree. We need to not only lead the world in innovation on AI, but lead the world on trying to understand how we can use AI and shape regulation in an adequate way, not just at home, but around the world. So I completely agree. We need to be working with multilateral institutions, with these international fora, with other countries, to figure out a framework where some of these issues are not just domestic issues. These are global issues now.
Thank you.
I agree that the concept of American AI dominance requires that we have American standards dominance, and I think that requires that we play a role on the global stage ensuring that American standards are leading the way and that we aren't unwittingly being subject to other standards. And I fully agree with your point that there are other major players in the game. And I think this does require some level of international understanding and cooperation, especially in certain use cases. I think the president referred to this a couple of days ago when asked about the latest AI technology.
I'll just add, I don't think we should be ceding any ground to China, whether it's in AI models, whether it's in national standard bodies.
Thank you. I would agree with you that there are consequences to other actors' actions or inactions as well. And I really do hope that we start to move more towards that pivotal America First-like role in many of these organizations to help lead, provide that guidance and that structure. I did want to also elaborate. Mr. Chan, in your testimony, I really appreciated your analysis that China is essentially looking beyond AGI. I often say in this committee that sometimes I feel like we're playing checkers and they're on 3D chess many times, because it's not just about getting to AGI, it's the mass integration of the technology in order to create, as you said, economic and social gains as well. And as we know, the model for China often is to take something, make it cheaper, make it faster, proliferate, and ultimately dominate the global market. We have seen this time and time again in so many markets. They're doing the same playbook when it comes to AI. And I'm just concerned that we're still focused, as many of our allies are singularly on that getting to that AGI versus understanding how you actually use it within the community, integrate it essentially safely, of course, while China is doing their typical model where we're singularly focused and they literally will come around and just absorb everything once it's done. What do we need to do from a policy and an investment perspective to counter China on this type of strategy? Export control, absolutely, that's a given. Research, increase our compute, investments, all of these things we have to do that we talked about today to be more of a tip of the spear. But what really understanding their strategy and how ours is more linear and theirs is more multidimensional, what do we as Congress need to do within the next literally year, 2 years, in order to be able to counter China's strategy?
So I can offer 2 suggestions. One is thinking about the diffusion problem. China has been doing a lot on the open source front. And I think this is one area that we risk ceding to China as an important channel, not just for domestic diffusion, but for global diffusion of AI models. So this is an area where I think Congress can step in and try to support an open ecosystem, an open model ecosystem that's American. The second thing is making sure that we have support for public research for AI and for AI standards and for AI safety more broadly. this can ensure that not only are our companies competitive, but that those benefits are going to broader society, that they're going to, they're not just geographically concentrated in Silicon Valley, but they're spreading across the whole country.
Thank you. I know my time is up, but I absolutely agree. We need to invest more, support more, encourage more open source. On that front, if we look at many of the AI that's out there, you've got China DNA and printed and everything, and that was very strategically done and intentionally done. Thank you, Mr. Chair.